Menahot Daf Mem Zayin Amud Aleph on the top. Tanu Rabbanan Kivsei Atzeret En Mekadeshin Et Lechem Ela B'Shchita. The Shavuot lambs do not make the bread kadosh unless they're slaughtered. Ketzar, what does that mean? Shahatan Ishman Vizrat Man Ishman. If you did it correctly, you slaughtered the animals right with the right intention and through the blood of the right intention. Kadesh Lechem, the bread is kadosh. Shahatan Shalol Ishman Vizrat Man Shalol Ishman. If you slaughtered it or threw the blood not for the right sake, Lo Kodesh Lechem is not kadosh. Shaitan Lishman Vizarak the Man Shalol Lishman. If you slaughtered the lambs for its right purpose, but threw the blood for the wrong purpose, or vice versa. Or sorry, Halachim Kadosh Eno Kadosh. It's Kadosh but not Kadosh. Div Rabbi, as according to Rabbi. Rabbi Lazar Rabbi Bishmon Omer, he said Le'olam Ena Kadosh, it's not Kadosh. Ad Shi Yishchot Lishman Vizrok the Man Lishman, until he slaughters it for the right purpose and throws the blood for the right purpose. My time at Rabbi, why does he hold that it's slaughtering is good enough? Tichtiv Ve'ta'ayel Ya'aseh Zevach Shanim Lashem Al Sal Hamasot. I'm going to teach you, the Shita Mekacha teaches that the Zevach, the slaughter, is what makes the Kadusha. But the other Ben Shimon, as he explains Pasuk, Ya'aseh Ad She'ya'aseh Kol Setav, has do everything, including everything in the process. Rabbi Nam Hektiv Ya'aseh, what does Rabbi do with the Ya'aseh? And seemingly the other rabbi used it for Zrika as well. The Gemara says, Iktiv Zevach Ya'aseh, Ketemar, if you mentioned Zevach and Ya'aseh, yes. Hashaktiv Ya'aseh Zevach, since mentions Ya'aseh first, then Zevach. Tamei Ya'aseh, what he must do is Vicham, referring to only slaughtering. Rabbi Lazar Bar Shimon Haktiv Zevach, how does he explain that part of the Pasuk? Having by like Rabbi Yochanan, he has explained the Pasuk like Rabbi, he explained the Pasuk like Rabbi Yochanan. The Amar Rabbi Yochanan says, Akol Modim, everybody agrees, Shetzarich Yishei Lechem B'Shat Shahita. The bread must be there at the time of slaughtering. It has to be in existence. My kadosh ben kadosh. We said earlier that Rabbi said it's kadosh but not kadosh in the case where you threw the blood for the wrong purpose. What does that mean? It's kadosh but not completely kadosh. Rambam says kadosh and nitar. It's kadosh but it's not become mutar for the kohen to eat. My ben, what's the difference? Ich ben the difference is limit pas padino. Whether or not you're able to redeem it. La according to tafis padino. You're able to redeem it. Rava, lot of people, but according to Rava, you can't redeem it. Based on Rava means according to Rava, the Ika ben Rabbi Lazar Shimon. According to Rava, that makes sense. The difference between Rabbi and Rabbi Lazar Shimon is whether I'm able to redeem it. According to Rava, what will be the difference? The difference will be whether or not it will be pasul for leaving the Beit Hamikdash Hatzer. Meaning, if it's considered kadosh, it would be pasul. The lambs of Shavuot. You slaughtered it for the right purpose, through the blood for the wrong purpose. Are you allowed to eat that bread or not? I'll leave it man, who's according to? Either we did according to him, Amar, we said Zrika, Zrika makes it kadosh. Either we did according to Ben Abai, Ben Rava, Kadosh, Ben Nitari, who said it's kadosh, but you know how to eat it. Ella, the Libid, I cannot be violent to right. Tani Rabbi Wad Rabbi Rabba Shte Alechem Shetzu Ben Shehita Lezika Shte Alechem that left between the slaughtering and the blood throwing. Vizrak the man Shekasim Hutuz Manan, and you threw the blood with intention for eating it at the wrong time. Because Omer and Belechem Mishum Pigol, the bread does not become Pigol. Because Omer Yesh Lechem Mishum Pigol, the bread can become Pigol. Marv Sheshat Hani Tanai Rabbi Sevilu, both Tanaim hold like Rabbi. The Mar they hold Shehita Mikadesha. Slaughtering makes the bread kadosh. Mihur Bilazar, it's my the reason that Mara ends he holds that Rika does not do anything regarding leaving the location. Rabbi Akiva goes to the conclusion that Mara Rika is able to make things pasul if it leaves the Hatzer. The Tam Mishnah says this is we're going to bring the source. The sacrificial parts of the kalim, korbanot that left the Hatzer before throwing in the blood, no me'ilah. You're not chayav for using it. That's considered meila. You're not chayav for pigul, wrong intention for time. You're not chayav for making it tameh. You're not chayav for leaving it overnight. If it is chayav mishum pigul v'natayat tameh, all three. So what Rabbi Akiva would hold in the case of Shmuel bar Yitzchak that said earlier with the blood. We say that since the throwing the blood makes it pigul, therefore also be chayav for the bread if you left the chatzer, keep us alive the meat. And that's the case when throwing the blood also make the bread be able to be eaten. We say only for strict reasons, stringency. We say it's considered kadosh. The kulam, remember, you're not leniency. You can't eat it. Rav has a question. Why are you assuming that when the loaves are outside the hatzer, that's where the machloket is? Dilma, بإتنو أبرأة تكون ملوبلي دي إنزل كامل ديسا. Maybe when it's outside, maybe it won't make it pigwell. وبعدها عليه البدي ما حاكي بدر when you brought back in. الرياض زي سفارة كده بيدا مارش حيتام كاتشار بيدا حوزك أبي that says the slaughtering was made a kadosh. Absolutely, but then it became pasul when you brought it out. Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Elazar, and Shimon, he holds that it's not kadosh. The Lama Sukkot it wasn't pasul. Hi, Mai. How do you explain it? 1 second. Yeah, my Mishnah, Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Sidi, Amar Shaitan Kashahu. If you want to say Rabbi Akiva holds like Rabbi that the slaughtering makes it kadosh, how do you come Rabbi Akiva the Kashahu the Bushita? That's why Rabbi Akiva would say that the kadosh, the bread become kadosh by slaughtering. But as Rika, Kavalu Pigul. Then it's Rika with the pigul intentions can make it pigul. Eli Amar Kirbi Azar, Rabbi Shimon, Sivir the Amar Zichal, if you hold Rabbi Akiva, hold like Rabbi Azar Shimon, who says that slaughtering cannot make a kadosh, Zika Pigul mi kacha. How can Zika make it kadosh and pigul? Amar Vigil Amar Zika Pigul, in a Mekavia de Meilam. He holds that Zika with an intention, pigul intention does not make it Meila. Ve'enem Milan does not make you pasur from Meila. Enem Mevia de Meilam, you're not Hayab Meila when it's Kalim. إنما كتيام ديليا يترك الكلام and it's kochim, then you're chayav in meila. So Ravida would hold that zrika with pigul intention is not considered zrika. So how can Papa say that zrika with pigul can make it the bread kadosh? Tomorrow says lab otitab Ravida Amarav. That was exactly what Ravida Amarav knocked out. In the ground meila we knocked it out, and therefore it's not a problem. بعد من الرمية بالإزرع كيف ساعة عصير الشيختان دشمان بعد داخل lambs of Shavuot were slaughtered for their own sake and the bread was lost ما وشي زرقات man شلوش من نطير بس هذا أخذها. What's halacha? Whether or not the Kohen can throw the blood for the wrong purpose to make the meat mutar to eat. Amalei says yesh techad davar she'enu kasher l'shmo. It can be possible that if you do it correctly for the right intention, it's pasul. V'kasher shelo shmo. But if you do it the wrong intention, you're able to eat the meat. Doesn't sound right. Mar says v'lo. What's the problem with that? But Pesach Kodim Hatzot, in the case of a Korban Pesach before noon at Pesach, the Eno Kasher Lishmo. If you do Korban Pesach, it's pasul. The Kasher Shlo Lishmo, but it's Kasher as a Shlomim if it's not for the right purpose. Gemara says, "Hachi come in over." I mean as follows: Yesh lecha davar shenir'el lishmo. Is it possible that you have something that's if it's offered for its own sake, it's fit? Then it's hem lishmo. Then it was rejected for its own sake, like these lambs become pasul if they lose the bread. Ve'eno kasher lishmo. Therefore, won't be kasher for its own sake. But yet, ve'kasher shlo lishmo. If it's kasher, if you don't for the right purpose, it says, "Well, why not?" But Pesach achar zmano b'shar yemot hashana. If you have a Korban Pesach after the right time, meaning after Pesach, any day of the year. If you offer it, it's like kasher shlamim, even though it's not a good Pesach. The Gemara says, my question is as follows: Yesh lecha davar shenir elishmos, meaning that if you found something that's kasher for its own sake, then ishhal lishmo slaughtered for its own sake, then it's ham lishmo and then rejected from its own sake. Then kasher lishmo, but it's not kasher for its own sake no more. Then kasher lishmo, but with kasher for a different sake. The Gemara says, why not? Why not? It's kasher when it's not for their own sake. Where it says, "Shani Tudah de Rahman Kari Hashlamim." No, Tudah is different because the Torah called it Hashlamim. Tumran, Shahat Shnei Kavazim Arach, a Kohen slaughtered 2 lambs for 4 loaves. Supposed to be 2 for 2. Moshach Shnai Mehenu Manifan. You remove 2 loaves and you weigh them with the lambs. Bashar Ne'achad B'yon, then you redeem the last 2. Amr Rabbanan commented B'Hizdah. They said this in front of Hizdah. But Halok Rabbi, he says it's not according to Rabbi. Because if it's according to Rabbi, given the Mashach Hitam Gacha, he says once slaughtering makes a kadosh. How would you redeem it? If you want to redeem it outside the Hatzer, once it was in front of Hashem, then it will be pasul if you take him out. But if you redeem it inside the Hatzer, you're redeeming and technically bringing non-kadosh holin inside the Hatzer. Gemara says that's not a proof. You can do it inside. That's not bringing it in. It becomes holin after the fact. Amal Ravina Rabashe, but says Kishu Bude, but in between the house, it's supposed to redeem it outside. He says, no, I have that Rebbe Shimon, it's a country of Shimon, the Ikar about absolutely, let's say, he says it can't be according to be because he would say that because pasul if you take it out. Amal Rav Aha, Bered Rav Rabashe, Lema to have it to Rabbi Yochanan Mehad, bring up a question against Rabbi Yochanan. It's my right says, that's Shatal Shmonim Halot. The Quran to that, it's supposed to be brought with 40 loaves. You slaughtered it with 80 loaves. Hizkiah. Amar Hizkiah says, Kachu Abraham Mitoch Shmonim, 40 out of the 80 become Kadosh. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, Lo Kachu Abraham Mitoch Shmonim, 40 do not be, none of them become Kadosh. So what we see, this is similar with Shavuot. You slaughter it for too much stuff, and we see that some of it becomes Kadosh. Over here, it's a none. Marsha Savala, me and Marla, we said over there, Hamar Bezra, Hakum Mudlim Hechid Amar, Lekachua Abrim Tachmanim. If he said, let 40 become Kadosh, they could become Kadosh. Achanami Damar, they could tell me to talk about to our case of 4 when we did 4 become Kadosh. So, in a case where we said, let 2 of them become Kadosh. That's why it worked. But in general, we agree. And